First Responders focuses on a powerful step forward for fire service in Mississippi. Members of the Mississippi Firefighters Association and the Mississippi Fire Chiefs Association are back from visiting Washington, D.C. and joining us now to tell us about this trip is Chief Mark Whiteside of the New Albany Fire Department, but he also serves as the president of the Mississippi Fire Chiefs Association. How are you doing, Mark?
We're doing great, and we always enjoy being able to come over and speak with you about what we're doing for the fire services in Mississippi.
Now, when you went to Washington, D.C., you took a delegation of other fire chiefs from across the state. Why was this meeting so critical for you all?
Well, you know, it's kind of like everything else, out of sight, out of mind. And so when we go up there, we make sure that they can put a face with a name and understand that not only are we there to seek funding, but that we're there just to remind them that we're here and keep our name out in the open, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And when it comes to your visit, of course, you met with a lot of the stakeholders. Tell us a little bit about meeting with the congressional leaders.
Well, you know, they're the ones that can really push for us. And historically, we don't get as much funding as some of our surrounding areas. And so we believe that it's important that each one of them hears our needs and also let them know what actual grant that somebody's asking for. We give them the number of the grant, and their office can follow up with it. And we're really pushing for the fire service in Mississippi to make sure that we do get our fair share.
And when it comes to the firefighters that we see there on the screen, these are fire chiefs representing every aspect of the state of Mississippi.
It is. We try to take a delegation of up to 10. This year we had 7, and they're from the coast all the way up to the north part of the state and everywhere in between. And we try to make sure that we get a good blend of volunteer, career, and everything in between.
Now, when it comes to the issues facing Mississippi, what are some of the issues facing you guys?
Well, you know, one of the main things is the cancer legislation. Firefighters, they come across cancer carcinogens every time we go somewhere. And so we're trying to push for better cancer legislation. The length of time after a person retires or after they leave the service, we're trying to extend that out some to where if they do come up with cancer, they can always fall back on the fire service as possibly being the cause. So we're pushing that. The AFG and the SAFER grants, that's federal funding. And we put in for those once a year, and that's why we go up there, because they're the ones that regulate that. And we ask them to support us, and they write letters of support for each one of the grants. They're really good about it, really great. They really help us out right now.
And when it comes to those grants, just for our viewers to know, we're talking about life-saving equipment for the firefighters. That's
correct. The grants, everything from air packs, which is the SCBA that they put on their back, to equipment, anything that has to do with it, and also then the personnel side of it, which is the SAFER side. There is funding out there to use that money for extra personnel, and so we put in for that also. And that's the biggest thing we want them to do and push. And when we go up there, it's for a reason and it's for a cause. And it's very important. This trip is very important.
All right, and thank you so much there, Chief Mark Whiteside, for joining us. Here's hoping that you got their ears and they will help improve the fire service here in the state of Mississippi.
Well, if we didn't, we'll be back.
All right then.